like, oh, that sounds very good. Well, sounds very good, but to whom? Like, who said or where did you get the judgment that it would be good for you? Like, did you get it from your own inner knowing, like, oh my God, this will make me the person I want to become? Or was it, oh my God, if I say this in a conversation with my grandpa, he will be very proud of me? Welcome everyone back. If you're back, welcome. If you're new as well, welcome to this channel. And today I've prepared a very, very exciting topic, and it is about the fact that you might desire something. I think that if you do have a desire, you currently are thinking about it. It doesn't have to be super specific. It can be as broad as mine. I want to empower people, and I might use different tools to do that. And I just want to tell you that anything that you are destined to be, anything that you desire, you can absolutely have it. The only person that will stop you is you. I think you've probably heard it. What I would like you to write down is that just by having this desire, just by having it and seeing it, that is the proof that you can have it, because your nervous system is already recognizing it. It's in your system. Like, no one told you this, right? No one told you that you want to write an excellent book, or no one told you that you want to be one of the best accountants. You know what you want to do, and you know that you have different kind of feeling about this one desire. Maybe I wanted to go to architect school. I wanted to go to, I don't know, to get a degree in something else than economics. Or I went to get a degree in economics or in business. And it was a certain want, it was a certain need, it was a goal to achieve. But I didn't have the same feeling about my degree. I didn't have the same feeling about it as much as I do have the feeling about putting myself into music or creating more videos like this or coaching. And so if you're currently in the similar position where you are expected to do something also from yourself, like you expect yourself to get the certain job that was recommended to you, and you were like, oh, that sounds very good. Well, sounds very good, but to whom? Like, who said or where did you get the judgment that it would be good for you? Like, did you get it from your own inner knowing, like, oh my God, this will make me the person I want to become? Or was it, oh my God, if I say this in a conversation with my grandpa, he will be very proud of me? Like, this is very subtle feeling, but you know the truth. And this was very hard for me to accept for many years, that I just simply don't want the normal, predictable way. I like the unpredictable way, and I just love the process. So I do have some reasons why I believe that desire isn't a coincidence in your mind. I believe that your desire is only yours, and you are, if you really want to achieve your potential, and if you really want to see where things can go, like if you want to basically live truly as your own self, as if you want to leave this earth with knowing that you have went for it and you went all in and you don't have no regrets. Because when I realized this, it gave me like a permission to really go for it. And so with this video, I hope that you will also get this kind of permission, because it is at the end all about us versus us. It was all the time, it was me versus me. And I was just stopping the rigid myself. I was just stopping myself from doing what I really knew that I wanted to do. But I would stop myself because of the judgment of others, because of how the invisible rules were set in my social circle. And so that's why I'm making this video, because I hope that this video would give you some kind of different perspective, a permission that you can actually become anyone that you want to be. And with the word become, I should be more cautious, because you didn't become anyone. You've basically stripped away all the layers that what you should be, and then you let yourself, your true self, shine. And this is how I basically did it for myself. And this stripping off a lot of layers, it's inner work. It's lots of journaling, lots of healing, lots of crying, lots of days where you don't feel really productive, but productive in a sense where you don't respond to a lot of emails, you don't go work out, but you are in your own world discovering what other beliefs were just planted in you by someone else, and you want to just find those beliefs that are not yours and just purge it away out of your system. Just the fact that you have the desire is the proof that your nervous system already recognizes this as your potential identity. Like, this is the identity that seizes the potential. By following the desire, it's very simple actually. It's very freaking simple. And it took me a lot of years to realize that. Just by going towards that desire and not caring really about anything external, like money, place where you are, opinions of other people, just by going towards that desire, everything else will basically fall into place because you've finally shown the trust towards your potential. That's why everything will fall into place, because the moment you start to believe it, a lot of movies and fairy tales are basically about belief, because you really can do miracles with it. Miracles in other people's eyes, but you have basically seen it, like you see the vision and you see how the desire can work out, and so you just go and take certain steps that are very much ambitious and that might be courageous and that have to be courageous, because it's not for free. Like, the following of the desire is not something that's easy, even though it's super simple. Like, you just go towards the one direction, but it's not easy at all. That's why so many people just don't live up to their potential, because it's even, I feel like at some point when I was in a certain circle and I was still following the path that I should have taken, it was even like a flex that, oh yeah, I'm gonna be, I don't know, I'm having this corporate job, but I always wanted to be a actor. And it was even like a flex. I don't know if in your social circle, but in my, it felt like that. And it was like, looking back, it was very interesting way of how to think about potential. Every social circle, every society is conditioned tremendously. You are going to be conditioned, like everyone is conditioned. That's not our fault at all, but it's our responsibility, whether we want to acknowledge it and whether we want to start to differentiate. Okay, this is my conditioning, this is the thing that people said to me that I should be doing, but okay, so I'm gonna put it on side and who I am actually. Like, who is the real me? Like, who am I destined to be? Where, in which place, by which work, because you are what you do. That's what I also believe in. What do you want to do, truly, to become your true self? Where do you flourish the most? Because environments are like soil, are like type of soil, and you are like a seed. And so if you're planted in the bad soil that is not perfect for your type of seed, you will not flourish there, and you will just slowly die, even though you will be alive physically, but mentally and emotionally, you'll be just out. And this is exactly the thing that makes me super sad to see. If you think that desires are just coincidence and that they don't matter, because they do, but if you think that they don't matter, like, why then we don't want to be all the same thing? Why doesn't everyone want to be astronaut? Why am I not desiring to open a bakery that will be amazing in the city where I would live? Why am I not having the desire to become the best surfer? Like, everyone has such a subjective desire. I believe that no one has the same desire ever, or at least not the same vision of the desire. Obviously, a lot of people want to empower other people, just like me, but no one can have the same vision the same, no one can have the details in it as much as I do. No one can have the details in it as much as you do. Also, so many people might then come with the question like, okay, so I might be following this desire that you say that is so true, and what if I fail? Like what then? And I believe that you can never fail, because failure is just interpretation in your mind. I don't know who created the word failure and who connected it to effort, to trying. You know, failure is nothing but obvious effort. Like, to me, failure is accomplishment. Why? Because it shows that I tried. It shows that I just went for it. And it shows that I dared, that I was courageous enough to maybe talk in front of 300 people. Or maybe it was a failure of talking in front of 300 people and messing something up. But is it still a failure? Or, you know, for some people, especially perfectionists, failure is almost everything. And so that's why perfectionism is just, it's not good. We really want to work on your perfectionism if you're a perfectionist. I know that and also in my social circle, perfectionism would be like a flex. Like, you have been thought just more serious and you've been taken more seriously. And if someone else says that, oh, this is a fail, that's also just their perception. And that's also partially a place where you really want to get open-minded, because I understand if you think that what I'm saying is not true. I genuinely understand. And it took me a long time to understand this. But I'm telling you, once you understand this, you just don't care. You just don't care of any other person's opinions. Like, you just don't care. I know you feel so free, because then you realize how much of control was over you, just because you didn't realize that it was conditioning. It was just, and by conditioning, I mean, someone says that if you mess up your presentation with just 2 words, you know, messing up, you've already failed. Marks in schools are genuinely the conditioning, you know, and if you have a black and white mindset, then if you're not excellent, you are basically a failure. Like, this was also the conditioning that I had, that anything below, I don't know how you had the grading points, but anything below 3 was just, it was like a failure. It was like I would redo the test. So really, perfectionism is, in a way, like time waster. Maybe I wouldn't be talking about it that confidently, because being perfectionist in details that you really want to make great is good. Like, there is a type of perfectionism that, for example, Michael Jackson had, that I believe it's not bad, because I have the song in my head right now, but it was his vision and he knew how he wants to do it. And so that's why the details were super important, because without the details, it wouldn't be Michael Jackson. Obviously, perfectionism is good at some point, but not everywhere. That's all I'm gonna say, because about perfectionism, we could also talk a lot longer than I am already talking. And so the first thing is about the failure. Maybe the second perspective that I want to offer you is maybe the desire itself, because the desires might change throughout your time, throughout how you change. Your desires might also change, or the ways you want to achieve that desire. So maybe the current desire that you have, just following the desire and taking action towards desire and failing, that was the purpose of the desire. Like, that, for this period of your life, that was the purpose of it. And why? Because you have taken the action and you have learned so much. And for example, I didn't know that when Kanye West was creating, before he created his fashion brand, or yeah, it's fashion brand that everyone knows about. He had created or tried to create two brands before. The first one is Pastel. He's even like talking about it in his song, The Stronger. He mentions Pastel, and then Mascot, I think. Like two brands that were just, no one knows about it almost. Like it's really niche. And so I don't know, we could say that he failed, but did he fail? Because then he created something that so many people appreciated. Maybe that was part of the plan. And so maybe, and that's also the part where we want to be open-minded and we want to really trust something that is not there yet in the reality, but we already see it in our minds. And so if we trust enough, it is basically a reality, but it's just not part of the reality what other people see. And that's why they call it delusion. But is it actually delusion? Because everything might be part of the plan. And we know only so much. And that's where I really suggest you to come back to your childhood, because children are basically their pure potential. And you see every child doing something else. Every child was interested in something else. And even though so many boys want to become a football player, there cannot be a same football player in the world. Like Messi is known for something else and Ronaldo is known for something else. Like they all have their true essence. Each one of them has their own base of fans and base of people that believe in them too as well. And so I just want to tell you and assure you that there is a place for you in this world if you have the desire and you have this feeling that maybe I want to try it. Please do. Also, as I'm editing the video, I want to add that no one can do it the way you do. And you have no idea who is in the world waiting for your version of explaining something, or not explaining, but your version of doing something, or your vision. You have no idea. You have no idea until you try. And maybe we're waiting for you. And we wouldn't have this world a better place if you just didn't try. And so, yeah, that's just a little note how important it actually might be. And let's get back to the video. After this video, make sure that you do one thing and carve out like 30 minutes after this video and then really do something. Do something that will show your trust in your desire, because this desire isn't here just by accident. And we all have different desires. And you don't have to treat this desire like the final thing. Like, okay, if I'm gonna follow this desire, I'm gonna become this person and that's all I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. Absolutely not. It's just showing the trust to follow the desire. You have no idea who you're gonna also meet throughout following this path. Maybe this path was or looked like you, maybe, okay, I'm gonna just put it in real life. Maybe my videos are there to really help one person at least, but maybe throughout this journey of also getting to know more people, and maybe throughout this journey I might have an idea, or I might have a realization, I might meet a person that is going to change the trajectory, but it was actually meant to be like that. And maybe this desire that I think I have was not the final product. Maybe it was just like a stepping stone that I had to get into so that I can jump into something even greater. I hope it makes sense. And so it's not the end. If it's just about you being curious enough and trusting your desires enough to maybe show your different identity to other people. And I absolutely admit that this was one of the hardest hidden things that I did in my personal life that I've ever done, to truly trust it, to just trust it. And how do you do it actually? I believe that you just need to become that child again. The child that has no conditioning, or that recognizes, because we're never going to get rid of that conditioning, of at least of knowing of that conditioning, and simultaneously by defining your conditioning and stripping away all that isn't yours, you naturally let your true self shine. And you do that by purifying your beliefs and also facing your shadows, doing some shadow work, healing. But at some point you want to, I see it as two main actions or two stages. It's like the introspection, the, let's say, identity alignment part, because you really just want to align who you truly are as your true self and not who the world wants you to be. So doing that, that's a very much sit down and think, sit down and feel work, and feeling all the emotions, being very honest with yourself. And so many people just give up here already because it's not comfortable at all. But your desire to see what is possible needs to be bigger. Your motivation needs to be bigger. And your reason why it needs to be bigger. And so if it is, congratulations, because you might be the chosen one to actually live that. But now to show it in the real world, that's another very courageous thing to do. And you show that by taking action, by doing stuff that's a little different, by thinking differently. And that's why what makes you unique. So many people haven't done anything about introspective. They're just going, they're just chasing. But you've done all the thinking process, and therefore, behind every action that you do, it's intentional. It's not blindfolded, like it's really, you mean it. Like if you do something, if you say yes to something, you mean it. If you say no to something, you mean it, because there is no more a conflict. However, this is a continuous process. It's not gonna be happened only once and then you just like done. Let's live the beautiful aligned life. It comes with sustaining it. So I myself do need to journal almost every day. It's just a change of lifestyle. It's the same thing with losing weight. Like no coach will say to you, or if they're saying to you that you can just do this once and you're done, they're freaking lying. Like you have to just change your lifestyle. And this is also about a little bit changing your lifestyle, or rather, I would say putting some habits out and putting new, better habits for yourself in. That's all, because life is just like series of habits that just happen continuously, and that's nothing more, nothing less. And the habits is what makes you do something, and you are what you do. Habits is literally the thing that makes you who you are. And also, oh my god, and last thing I wanted to say, why do some desires last for decades? And I'm gonna be very short in this. Like if it comes back to you, if this desire is just, it's like a boomerang, you distract it from something else. You distract it by being super busy with your current work, by being super busy with just coming up with new random stuff, new distractions maybe. But it at some point of silence, it comes back. Like listen to it, because if it's a calling, it will keep calling. And on this note, I would say that that's everything, and that should be everything for this video, because I believe it's gonna be already long enough. So if you have any other questions, if you want to talk about it in more specific way, definitely you can book a call with me. It's gonna be in the description of this video. You can also join our community on School. That's called Their District as well. And yeah, I hope that you're gonna have an amazing day. I hope that this video helped or just cracked a little of something in at least one person. And yeah, stay daring, stay awesome, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.